Yo guys, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We're here, we're live, we're live, we're live, we're live, we're live, man. It's a Sunday hangout, man. And yeah, I am definitely considering, I am considering writing that letter to the Football Association. Because I think it might be over. I think it might be over. I mean, give or take, we might be able to have a chance that your boys Chelsea could maybe do something, but it's highly doubtful. It's highly doubtful. But we're going to talk about Liverpool, Man United, but more so than that, we're just going to talk about life. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about the state of the Premier League, and I think we have to have an honest discussion with regards to this product that was sold to us as Azam, easy, bro. That was sold to us as the best league in the world. That's what we got told. We got told that this is supposed to be the best league in the world, and I'm not sure that is in fact true. That's just me. I'm not sure that is in fact true. So let's start off first with the game of the day. And that of course is, if I can agree the whole thing, Liverpool Man United. So 2-0 to Liverpool. I think United did all right. They definitely had injuries. Martial decided to miss a easy chance. So let me even come first here with Ahmed with this. Was this no surprise, Liverpool winning? Did you expect Liverpool to even win by more? Were you impressed by Man United? Did you expect more from Man United? What's your thoughts?
Let's be 100%. Logical here. Who expected United to win or even take points off of Liverpool at all at Anfield? So I think it was an impressive.
But they're the only team who have taken points off. Only team taking points off.
Firstly, they did it at Old Trafford, and secondly, Salah was injured for that match. I mean, I'm not saying that's the only reason they managed to take points off, but that was definitely a factor. But this time, look at Liverpool, 22 wins. They haven't lost at home since what season was it? They lost at home, like Crystal Palace. I remember the Premier League. It's not United were never going to take points off. They were never going to beat Liverpool. And did you really expect Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this Norwegian PE teacher, to get a win off of Klopp? It wasn't going to happen. I think it was an impressive display. I think United are picking up form for once. They're finally on a good run of form, somewhat. They're getting more wins than before. They're climbing up the table. They're 5 points off of Chelsea. They're 5 points off top four. If they catch Chelsea, that's a good season to where they've reached. So I think it was only expected Liverpool win. And I think this is a good step in the right direction for United.
Okay. Hazem, thoughts on this, man? Hazem.
Yeah, so I didn't really watch the game, but I saw Salah's goal. So I want to congratulate him.
Surprise.
And it was a great goal and a great pass from Alisson. Credit to Alisson. He has some great passing ability. And yeah, all I can say is Salah has closed the game. He was decisive.
Bro, it was already 1-0. They're already winning the game, bro.
But when it's 1-0, there's always the chance of an equalizer. So he closed the game. So yeah, that was very good. It was a very nice finish under pressure. And as for Van Dijk is showing once again that he's having another very good season. And he's not only playing very well in defense, but is also able to contribute to scoring. He scored some decisive headers this season. So I think Liverpool is playing well. But again, I see them... I don't know what's going to happen if one of Van Dijk, Mane, or Salah gets injured. Because that would be a big blow to them. And I feel like they're quite dependent on these three. And if any of them get injured, I can see the season spiraling down. So, yeah, it's a good sign for Liverpool being so far ahead. And the Premier League, look, it's been disappointing this season.
No, easy. We'll get to the Premier League afterwards. We'll get to the Premier League afterwards. Trust me. All right, Juju man, thoughts on this, man?
Yes, I thought Liverpool did well overall. I saw the Martial chance. I mean, look, I didn't rate Martial in the beginning.
Hey, easy, relax, man. Come on, it's one chance.
Since the Mourinho the Mourinho times, and Deschamps did a good job leaving him out of the World Cup. I don't think they would have
Whoa,
won.
what the heck? What?
Yes, because he's not good. He's not Man United quality. And then
He's not Man United quality in 2020. In 2020, he's not United quality.
yeah, he's not. It's just no good. If they want, they
You're
want
smoking crack, man.
No, Martial is no. Look, the guy is no good. Like it's no good. And but the game, Van Dijk did well. Martial couldn't do anything. Didn't stand a chance. What's he called? Gomez at the beginning of the game. It's a bit shaky, but he developed performed well as the game went by. I think for Liverpool, the good players, the great players were Henderson and Ronaldo. The midfield did really well. They're the ones that did the best job. As for United, Martial. I'm like the beast, but it's okay. But it's not okay. Martial, that beast. I don't know. For Man United, playing for United, you're not supposed to make that miss. And then
so basically, you're going to chastise Martial just for that one miss. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No. But I was like, at least hit the target. You don't go to score by kicking above the goalpost. So. It looks good. At least hit the target. And then Fred Flintstone.
Easy. Look. No. Fred played well. Flintstone played well.
He did
well. He was actually United's best player.
Yes, I agree. Like he was at the start of like a lot of attacks. So Fred did well, and that's about it. I didn't expect United to do anything if I was to be honest. They're just mid-table, I guess. I don't know where this team is going. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if their fans are even upset because it's like, well, what's the next step? Where are they going? Is this just the norm, or should we this is the new United, I guess?
No, man, just relax. Look, you just relax. You don't have to just diss a place like this. All right, Vas, thoughts on the game, man, Vas.
Dude, it's what you would expect to do, really. Like there's nothing surprising about the result. United, they tried to put up a fight as they always do. They've never really completely, just bent over and given up whenever they play Liverpool. At least they try. But even then, you can see there's a gulf in class. There's a gulf in, quality between the two teams. I think especially the forwards of both teams were pretty underwhelming today. I think you can say maybe Man United missed Rashford, especially for those couple of gilt-edge chances that they did create. Other than that, they didn't really get much in the game. I think Mane and Salah overall were pretty average, but of the two, I think Salah is easily the more clinical of the two, and you can see why at the end. But in terms of their link-up play dribbling, it was bang average. I have to say. And United's forwards were even worse. Martial, I think, was the worst winger on the pitch today. But yeah, overall it was a pretty boring game, pretty average game. But Liverpool clearly deserving of the win, and they deserve all the points that they've gotten this season.
Okay, well, trust me, we'll get there. We'll get there. Red, thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I kind of I disagree with what most of you are saying. Martial, that chance he missed, he created that on his own. He asked for the ball,
but he still missed it. Red, you can't miss that chance. You can't. It was a bad miss the target.
HH, but the problem is not, if that's all the chances that every threatening chance with either a Fred long shot or Martial creating something. There's no players in that front line that's really high quality aside from Martial. You need two hands to clap. You can't just clap with one hand, HH. So him by himself, of course, if he misses that chance, it looks bad. Liverpool also missed chances, but because they had other players that were clinical and showed up, it made it easier for Sadio Mane, who kind of goes to today. Salah showed up, scored. Van Dijk showed up, scored. So, and if vice versa, if Salah were to go, Mane would have showed up, or Firmino would have showed up. You know what I mean? That's the problem with United. Now, I want to touch on Ole real quick because look, first half was a disgrace. Second half, he got his tactics on point. They pinned Liverpool. The second half, United looked much more the threatening team. I actually thought that they might get something from this game, but you know what the problem is? I think Ole, tactically he's not a problem, but I think he doesn't know how to drill these players. They're not on the same wavelength. Like every time they're passing, there's loose balls everywhere, and even like when there's a loose ball, you see Liverpool players immediately get on that ball and like counter them. Whereas for United, their players just are ball watching, or like they'll pass the players already ahead of it, or they're just not in sync. There's no chemistry, and that's on the manager, because the manager in training should set up these players so they know when I'm here, you make this run, I can pass it to you to that position. Or there's none of that with United. They're just not well drilled, and I think
Wait, Red. But what's Ole supposed to do? I mean, Martial can score. That's borderline a one-on-one. What is he supposed to do?
No, but dude, he only got like that one chance which he created. Aside from that, like even if he
but Red, you can't Red. As German says, there is no excuse for blazing it over the bar from that position. There's no excuse.
Criticize the best player because he didn't carry United to be the best team in the league. We can't criticize Martial for solely like the team as a whole were as like look at Wan-Bissaka was being tormented every time he was being attacked. The midfield was pretty much non-existent. Pereira was running into players. Williams, I don't even know what he did. Daniel James, I don't even know what he does. Like aside from that,
he runs fast. He runs fast.
Wan-Bissaka should never cross a ball ever. If he's on the wing, just find any player and pass it to him. I think Juan Mata should have played, especially after scoring against Wolves. You should have played him ahead of Pereira and bring on Pereira later on to have fresh legs. He's also faster than Mata, so they would have been able to punish them even more.
Okay.
But yeah, like overall, disappointing from United. Very disappointing.
Okay. So let me just hit the super chat before I come over to Gatlock. So thank you for the super chat, Vark, who says Wan-Bissaka felt the Shansung. Yeah. Firmino gave birth. So Firmino gave birth to a healthy young baby boy called Wan-Bissaka. Like that was bad. Like what Firmino did to Wan-Bissaka, like that's real bad. Especially for a guy who is so defensively good. Like he literally stretched that ass open. Gatlock, thoughts on the game?
Hey man, a pleasure to be here, man.
Yeah.
Welcome,
welcome. You're a new Sunday member, man. You know the streets, gave you the thing, man. So look, talk, man. We're not here to celebrate you, man. Talk.
What the hell? You didn't give me a chance. Okay. Yeah. Look, I told you to start writing your letter like yesterday because there was no point, and Liverpool showed you why there was no point. Rashford is like the core of that funny little counter attack. United were never going to do anything in this game. Like, seriously. And
they tried, man. They tried. They had a good spell. Don't lie. They had a good spell, man.
Yeah, give them they tried trophy, dude. They're not doing anything. Like, seriously, where are they? Fifth, right? Behind you, if I'm not mistaken. So, look, United were never going to do anything. These guys are what? The way Liverpool are playing is basically cheat code football. Because, dude, even when you cheat, you don't get the kind of 22 games played, 11, 21, 1.
Well, we're gonna get to the EPL, man. I'm inducting this league, man. Just talk about this game. Well, I'm gonna talk about EPL, man. Talk about the game, man.
All right. See, I hear people talking about Martial. Look, see the difference between Martial right now and Salah is clutch, because you see over 90 minutes, right? Martial you can say he had a better game than Salah. Salah was not really great in this game. I was watching Kopish live, and those guys were basically entering Salah because the guy wasn't doing well. Martial was actually playing better. However, it comes down to being clutch. He had his own chance. Martial, he hoofed it over the bar. Salah had his own chance. He scored. Simple, short. Now everybody is getting on Martial's case, despite the fact that over 90 minutes, guy actually had the better game, while Salah is the one celebrating, moving his shirt, and about to go and win the league.
Gatlock, sorry to interrupt you, but in this sport, you get paid for scoring goals. No one cares if you had the better performances.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. People are criticizing Martial right now because of he missed that. That's the point. He needed to score that. That would have been 1-1. He needed to score that. He goofed. Seriously, that was his chance. And that's the reason why people don't rate him that highly. Even though I feel he's a very good player, people don't rate him that highly because that is the moment. That's the clutch moment. If Real Madrid, when they went on their three-peat, they weren't playing too well all the time. But they were clutch, man. They were clutch all the time. they always won. They always found a way. It didn't matter if it was their ball boy, their coach, their maid, somebody would put that ball into the net, man. And that's what separated United from among other things.
Overall,
That's what separated United.
Just to round off, were Man U unlucky, or they just got beaten by the better team? They just got outplayed.
They got beaten by the better team, man. I don't believe in unlucky. See, it doesn't matter. It's about putting the ball in the net, man. That's what football is about. That's the rule. You put the ball into the net. You can do all your tippy-tappy nonsense. Possession is overrated, man. You can do Barcelona. How many times did they play better than Real Madrid during that three-peat? But they didn't win. They didn't win in Champions League. And that's what separates teams, players who are clutch from players who are not clutch. How many times do you guys rate Ronaldo and Ronaldinho and Brazilian guys? Were they as consistent as the Messi and Ronaldo?
Hey, look, easy. No,
but they were clutch.
Exactly. No, that's the why I now stop it, man. Don't come on badmouth Daniel, man. What the hell? What kind of debut is this on your Sunday? Okay, look, you've talked. Munzaha, give us a round off of this Liverpool Man U thing. Thoughts?
Yeah, bro. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, man. Hit it. Yeah. For me, bro, personally, bro, I was quite disappointed by Man United, bro. As of Juju man just said, Wait, you expected United to win the game?
No, at least not expected United win. At least score some goals, some 2-1 at least. Martial in the far post should have scored that thing. Come on, Martial. We know that you're a really good player, and you could have finished that, bro. I mean, highly disappointed after conceding one goal. We are 1-0 down. The way they were playing and the way they're coming out, okay, we can see there was a momentum shift, in Man United's favor. And there was 2-3 attacks, where Man United looks, dangerous, especially, in the Martial, the way they build up in the far post and the way it was, and Martial missed it. For me personally, bro, I'm highly disappointed with Man United, the way they played. I expected Liverpool to win, but 2-0. And I know that the last minute Salah goal is too late, but it was a goal. I mean, it was a finish. I mean, so it's a kind of, I believe that it was a masterclass from from Liverpool personally, and we expected Liverpool to win. And thirdly, bro, I think so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have to leave now because this guy's absolutely crap, bro. This guy's garbage, bro. I mean, this guy's not a deserving manager, to be honest, bro. So yeah, man.
Wow,
that's my thought.
That's a harsh, man. Damn. BD call. Round us off. Thoughts on the game. Round us off.
Yeah, I think Pereira was the worst player.
Wait, easy. Pereira. Wait, can I just beautiful before you go? Pereira has been inducted into Class A of the Brick Academy. He is a garbage, disgrace, excuse for a player. He is horrible. He's terrible. He is a flipping, disgusting player. Horrible, brick, useless piece of crap player. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. Because of Pereira being on the pitch, it was more like a 10v11 game. And I just had a feeling that because it was a 10v11 game, I could never see United coming back in this game. They had chances, don't get me wrong, but the thing is Van Dijk was eating up everything. And what should I say about Solskjaer? I agree with Monta. I think this guy should be sacked tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I think he should be sacked. I don't know what he's gonna win with this United team. I don't know how he's gonna do, but I just think that he's a terrible tactician, and I don't know why. I mean, my thing is in his brain, right? What made him think about playing Pereira in the pitch? He should have at least played Greenwood in the beginning of the first half,
or even Matza. What about Matza?
Yeah. Literally, because one of my cousins, he's a United fan. He was like, why is he not playing Mata or I'm trying to say Greenwood? They would give more energy and speed of play to that attack that United is struggling with. I'm trying to say every time Pereira had the ball, he was slowing down that attack. And I think that is why they lost today. But I think Liverpool deserved the Premier League. I really do think so. And I think this just shows that this shows how much Manchester City is such an irrelevant club in 2019.
Easy. Oh, okay, cool. We'll get there. All right, let me just hit the super chat. So from Anthony Macken, thank you for the super chat. Says Liverpool had more pushback in the 80s. Anthony, that's a great segue. That's a great segue. Do you know what the next thing what we're going to do? It's this. This is the next discussion we're going to have right now. And who better? So let me kick it off with Ahmed right now. So Ahmed, let me just remind people in case people don't know, because this is the football hot, and I'm trying to be much more professional right now. So let me give you guys some stats. Since you losers are a bunch of stats merchants, Liverpool have played 22 games. They've won 21. They've drawn 1. They've lost none. They have scored 52 goals. They've conceded 14. They have a goal difference of 38. They're on 64 points. Second place, Man City have played 23. That means Man City have played a game more. Man City played 23. They have 48 points. So City 48 points, Liverpool 64 points. That's scary. That's like 15 points, 14, 15 point swing with a game in hand. I think the league should be inducted. I think that this is a banter league. I think this is a joke of a league. I think that it should no longer be called the Premier League, because Premier means first, Premier means best, Premier means optimum. I think this should be called the Brick League. That's just me. People maybe think it's harsh and everything. I think it should be called either the Brick League or the Lemire League, like the loser league, the L League. Ahmed, should the Premier League be inducted, or am I overreacting? This is just one season.
I mean, it is one season. I think we still have to. You can induct it this season, but you just gotta give it a little bit more time. You have to wait till the Liverpool Etihad game. That's gonna be that's if City lose, right, especially if they lose. I think that's grounds for induction if Liverpool keep on winning. But secondly, let's not kid ourselves. For the Premier League hasn't been the best league for many years. Like this whole decade, the past decade, has been dominated by La Liga. If you take in terms of competitiveness, in terms of European success, La Liga has been the best league over the Premier League, and it's just marketing at this point, saying the Premier League is the best league. And it was the case. The only year the Premier League really popped off was last season. They popped off in terms of European success-wise. The Europa League and.
Yeah. Because they had all 4 teams. First time that's ever happened. All 4 teams from the same league in both finals.
That's 1 year. Meanwhile, for the majority of the decade, La Liga has dominated Europa and Champions League. Both levels, not just one. And even in terms of competitiveness, look at La Liga now and look at the Premier League. And even the years when La Liga wasn't as competitive, it would be like 9 points, 10 points. The gap's at 16 points in the Premier League with a game in hand for Liverpool. This is different. So I think anyone who says the Premier League has been the best league for years, that they're just lying to themselves at that point. It's just marketing.
Okay. All right. So Hazem, should the LBL League be inducted? Yes or no?
I don't think they should be inducted yet. I think they should be put in your terms under review. The reason I'm saying this is it's like directly after the year that they dominated. So last year they were the best, as Ahmed said. They were the best league by far in the Champions League. Their success was amazing. 2 teams in the final how many were in the semis? It was Liverpool, Tottenham, and
Arsenal, Chelsea.
Oh yeah, and Arsenal, Chelsea in the Europa finals. So last year they completely dominated the scene. And the quality of a league is determined by the level of the teams. And so in terms of quality, last year they were the best. And this year, their quality is still very, very good in the Champions League. They have 4 teams in round of 16. And all 4 teams have good chances of going through. So in terms of quality, they are still at a good level. In terms of competitiveness, I would say the Premier League hasn't really been competitive in recent years. Last year, Man City dominated the league, and this year, Liverpool is so far dominating the league. That can change, of course, but as of now, the Premier League is not looking competitive. So I think in terms of competitiveness, it should be put under review. And if you want to change that, it's really hard to change these things. But I think the main thing in the Premier League that could be improved is management. So the management of the teams like Arsenal, Man United, those giants that dominated the 2000s. I think they need a better management, and as soon as these teams get back to prominence, I think it's going to be a lot more competitive. Chelsea's in a phase of rebuilding, so I also think when Chelsea gets fully back, then they'll also get back to a really four or five main teams dominating. So I think it's just a temporary phase and it's under review, but I think it will pass pretty quick considering the amount of money going around in Premier League. And
Okay.
yeah, so I don't think it's
Okay.
that bad.
All right. So basically under review. Juju man, should the league be inducted? Yes or no?
No, definitely. I think the Premier League, he's the best league in the world and has been for a couple of years now.
Oh, Juju man, maybe you didn't hear me or something. Yeah. Liverpool have 64 points. Man City have 48 points. I mean, did you hear me properly, or should I say that in another language? I don't know.
Liverpool, they're the best team. They're the best team in Europe. They're the best team in Europe. Like this. If they played in La Liga, they'll still be number one. If they played in Bundesliga, they'll still be. If they played anywhere, they will still be number one.
With these stats, so they'll still be number one with these stats, with only 1 draw and 21 wins in any league.
I mean, maybe La Liga they might drop a few points, but they'll still be number one because, I mean, the team is solid. The team is solid.
No. But my point is 21 wins out of 22 games played. That's my point. That's stupid.
Yeah, but what's it called? I think it's just the lack of they performed. I think City had like a crazy run the last 2 seasons where they dropped a few points. Everyone else is underperforming. They have improved, but as far as like I think it's a 1 season like anomaly. It doesn't it won't go like this. It won't go like this. And with the EPL teams, I still think EPL teams are really good. I mean, the European success has shown that. I mean, if you want, I can go from the last decade to point out. But the league is still good. It's still the best league in Europe, and there's no discussion. And what's it called with this season? It's an anomaly. This is like the Leicester City season. It's just one.
No. But we've never seen anything like this of a team who have gone through without losing a game and winning 99% of their games. This is stupid. How are you still defending this league? I don't understand.
True, but what's it called? I think we should wait until Champions League. If they reach another final, I mean, then it's all legit. It's legit. It's not the league that's terrible. They're just really good. I mean, these guys are really good. I mean, Klopp has created an amazing team. But I think the Champions League will tell us because if they are out in the Champions League, okay, something is wrong with the league. But if they go all the way, then okay. I mean, they're good. So I think we should wait until like the Champions League first, because so far I think they deserve it. I mean, even though everyone else is doing bad, I think they're the best team, and it shows. Like it shows.
Okay, so it's basically they're like this because of how good they are.
Yes, and I think to before we induct the EPL, I think we should wait until the Champions League, because if they lose, okay, then
so basically it's all dependent on the Champions League. So if they don't go far in the Champions League, then induct the league. But if they get to the CL final, then they are maybe just an amazing team.
Yeah, this might be like the best team we've seen.
All right, that's fair. Okay, Red, should the league be inducted?
Absolutely, HH. Absolutely. Okay. I say it as a fan of the Premier League. When I was growing up, for me, HH, I grew up like 05, 06. That's when I really got into football, like 2006 World Cup. Think about the Premier League back then. They weren't just dominant. Like the league was so competitive, and even in Europe, they were always competitive. Like 2005, Liverpool in the final. 2006, Arsenal in the final. 2007, Liverpool in the final. 8, all English final. 2009, United were in the final. 10, my point is proven. Like from 2005 to 2012, the English teams were always dominant. You had legendary managers, legendary teams. It wasn't just one team or two teams never walked the league. Look at the state of the Premier League right now. 3 of the top 6 teams have rookies as managers: Chelsea, Lampard; United, Ole; and Arsenal, Arteta. The only team that gets a pass is City, because it's very unreasonable to criticize a team that accumulated 198 points over the past 2 seasons to come again and try to get more than 100 points. That's just too much to ask, to be honest with you. Burnout, and like there's bound to be a decline. Aside from that, like it's just awful. Like look, I'll give you another example. Look at the top 4 race, right? Chelsea lost, right? Not one team took advantage of that. Arsenal drew, Spurs drew, United lost. The table stays as is, and Liverpool just keep increasing the gap at the top. For people saying that, oh, Liverpool would do this in any other league, well, I watched Liverpool in the Champions League, and no doubt they're an excellent team, like easily top 2, top 3.
But they still can't beat Napoli at their crib.
Exactly, HH. No, they didn't beat Napoli at all, home or away. They didn't beat Napoli.
Did they
drew
beat at Anfield? I thought they beat
No,
them
no,
at
they
Anfield.
drew. They didn't beat
1-1.
them. Yeah, they drew. So they couldn't beat them, HH. And the point is, you want to know why? Is because a lot of these teams, I feel like over the past couple of years, is that they walk into against these big teams like Liverpool or City, and they feel defeated already. They're like, well, these guys already have 20 points ahead of us in the league. There's no point in turning up. Let's just rest our players. Like, it's a disgrace. Liverpool's arch rivals, Everton, fielded a strong 11 against Liverpool B side in the cup. Liverpool, this is not the league. This is just, but it's still like between 2 English Premier League teams. And they couldn't beat them. Man for man, they weren't better. They and they had Ancelotti as a coach, but the players, they just have an inferiority complex to these teams that are always in the head. People will criticize La Liga and before, like, oh, look at Barca, how many times they won. Look at Madrid, it's a 2-horse race. Well, at least in La Liga, this has never happened. Like, you've never had this gap. And when they go to Europe, they're slapping all teams as well. Like, Barcelona beat pretty much every English team aside from Liverpool whenever they reach them in the Champions League. The same thing with Madrid. They've pretty much beaten every English team. Yeah, they've lost here and there, but like the point is proven is that their record is more positive than negative. So these teams are beating everybody. Even if you want to talk about Serie A, Juve winning it 9 in a row, at least there were title races. That you actually look at the Serie A, it's never Juve. Yes, they win it every year, but there's a title race. It goes to the last month. This is gonna be.
I have a counterpoint too.
Just one last thing. Juju. For the past, aside from last season, every year the title race is done in December in the EPL. When Chelsea won it, it was done by January. It was done because they went on that 14-game winning run. In 2017-18, it was done, and also in December when City were just ahead of everybody by like 20 points. Last year was a title race, which was a great season for the Premier League. They were hands down the best. And this year, it's done. Like the Premier League was done last month.
I have a counterpoint with that. Okay, so since 2013, I'll answer your question. Since 2013. EPL champions in order. It was United, it was Man City, it was Chelsea, it was Leicester, it was Chelsea, it was City, and then now it's Liverpool.
Yeah, no.
I'll send you.
But does that mean that it's competitive? Does that mean it's competitive? Even if you
but Juju, see, that's misleading. That's misleading. You're giving me names, but if you look at the seasons individually, they're done early. Like aside from
but this is my point. You say they're done early, but I mentioned four champions right there, and you say the leagues are done early. But
how many champions?
Let me if we look at the other leagues, there's no competition. We already know the winners. At least this ends early. The other leagues, there's no league. There's no league in the other leagues. It's like we know who will win the Bundesliga and Serie A, a full conclusion. There's no league. At least EPL, it's a few months though, but the other leagues, there's no league. And then with La Liga, I mean, it's Barcelona. I mean, we would say Madrid, but since 2013, Madrid had one title. So it's
no.
Madrid, Atleti, and Barcelona.
Wait, quickly. The points I'm trying to make, and I'll give it back to Red, because I always want to get all guys to talk about. The points I'm making here is the gap we've seen, because this is a fact. This is a fact. This is the best start to a team in any of the major European leagues ever. And my thing about it is that people are not listening to what I'm saying. These guys have played 22, won 21, drawn 1. The way they've disrespected this season, we have to at least strongly consider an induction. That is embarrassing. That is an embarrassing statistic that has never been seen in any of the other European leagues ever.
Now, and one last point, AJ. Like, this is all I want to end on. Replace Liverpool with PSG and Premier League with Ligue 1, and what would everybody call that league? That's
Nothing.
it.
Look, I think
Okay, easy. Okay, Gatlock. Hit it. Gatlock. Should we induct the league?
I think we should induct this season. I think it's harsh to induct the whole league because, come on, it's been competitive in the last decade. Although I do feel like the Premier League and La Liga have kind of switched places, where it's only two teams that are fighting for the title. And I usually judge leagues by the Champions League. And right now, the English teams are actually doing well in the Champions League. I don't know how far they'll go, but they are doing well in the Champions League. We usually rate La Liga, despite the fact that it was only Real Madrid and Barcelona dominating. But with the fact that they were doing well in the Champions League, we rated the La Liga all the time, even Atletico Madrid. So I feel it's unfair for us to just discard the Premier League and call them farmers. This season, yes, you can call them farmers because the gap is kind of embarrassing. But the whole league, come on. Nah.
Okay. All right, BDCO. BDCO. Don't worry, Judgment will get back to you. BDCO. BDCO, should we induct the league? BDCO, where are you at?
Hello,
All right.
hello.
Yeah. Should we induct the Premier League?
So HH, let me give you some teaching lessons here.
Oh
Oh,
my
wow.
God.
Okay.
So no. It all comes down to this. Okay.
Oh my God.
So La Liga, right? Let's just look at La Liga in a whole. How many clubs aside from Barcelona and Real Madrid have won the Club World Cup? Can you please tell me? Can you guys please tell me?
Oh no,
Okay.
please answer because we have the facts, man. So we're waiting for the facts.
Okay, and another question here is Lego and Bundesliga, right? But and don't get me wrong, I rate the Bundesliga over La Liga. I think Bundesliga is way bigger than La Liga. But how many Club World Cups aside from Bayern Munich and Dortmund, or let's say PSG and let's say Marseille, have any of the other teams won in terms of Club World Cup?
Dude, wait, what? Dude, PSG's never won a Club World Cup.
Dude, hold on, chill
Exactly.
first. Hold on. You do realize UEFA have this rankings of the league, right?
May I give my ending product, okay? So my thing is, I'm coming back to UCLs and Club World Cups. What league out of all those 4 or 5 leagues that I just mentioned have more Club World Cups and UCLs? The only league that I see have more UCLs is English Premier League. That's the only league. That's the only league. It doesn't matter if Forest is the Empower Championship. It doesn't matter if Villa is gonna get relegated and go to the Empower Championship. It's still England. Villa have UCL and Forest have a UCL. Okay. I can't say that about Ligue. I can't say that about La Liga. Neither can I even say that about my favorite league, Bundesliga. Although I will say this, Bundesliga have more Europa League winners in them than I'd say La Liga does.
BD Core, you went from Club World Cup to UCLs to we're talking about the league, and now you're talking about Europa League. What are you saying, bro? You've been talking for like 2 minutes and you haven't said anything.
Okay,
BD Core, just focus on the question is this season, look at the table, look at the gap between Liverpool and the team that are in second. How can you look at that and disregard that? Forget about Club World Cup. Nobody cares about that trash trophy.
No, this is the problem.
Why are you disregarding the fact of
Dude, but
Liverpool's
even
gap?
if he's talking about the Club World Cup, dude, other than Man United and Liverpool, dude, which teams have won the Club World Cup?
This is no. Listen. This is the problem. This is the problem. Okay.
Oh my God.
I think that some of you guys are being too reactionary about the Premier League.
We're being reactionary.
I'm gonna be honest here because
Okay, look, Bidiko, just quickly make a point so I can go to Vas, man. Make a point.
Okay, my point is a league that has multiple Champions League winners has to be considered the best league in the world. Because that's the barometer of club football. If you can't win the barometer of club football and you only have 2 teams who's winning the barometer of club football time after time after time, then it really gets boring. I'm sorry. So Premier League should not get inducted. You know what? I'm gonna say this. it's above every other league. I don't care what you say, regardless, because some of you guys, I just think you're being too overreactionary.
Okay. Vas, should the Premier League be inducted? Yes or no?
Yeah. First, can you hear me or not?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear
Okay,
you.
because I can't actually tell, because the mic thing isn't moving. But yeah, thank you. So, dude, okay, so I'm gonna comment this really quickly from two sides. Okay, first let's look at Liverpool, and secondly let's look at the Premier League over the last decade. Okay, so Liverpool, I can give it to you, take a pen, write it down. I can give it to you. They wouldn't have dropped. I mean, they would have dropped many more points if they were playing in La Liga rather than the Premier League, dude. Because just the whole philosophy of Klopp, and I have proof for this, by the way. The whole philosophy of Klopp, that whole press that he uses. It's the whole thing depends on if you press the man with the ball, that man is not able to make an accurate long pass to find another teammate and then break the press, right? So I'm telling you right now, the La Liga away games are the hardest in any European league.
And also the La Liga are technically a lot better than the Premier League.
The 3 away games are hard.
Easy, man. Let him land. Because that's a very good point. Vas is making a very good point. Let's keep it real. Vas, finish.
Look, I have proof of this too. Okay, look, which teams really exposed Liverpool in the Champions League last season? Away to PSG and away to Barcelona. And why was that? Because both
and away to Napoli.
All three of those teams had technical midfielders that could break Liverpool's press. If you break Liverpool's press and get men behind the defensive line, dude, you can score goals on them. This has been proved, dude. Barcelona completely ripped them apart whenever they stretched them out and they ripped them apart in that second half, last season at Camp Nou. So, if you're talking away to, dude, and Sevilla did the same thing. Liverpool were not able to beat Sevilla in 17-18 group stages for that reason, because Sevilla was able to break their press time and again. Okay, and you're seeing Premier League teams. Okay, let's talk about the Premier League now, dude. Premier League teams. Dude, I was never ever a huge fan of this league, to be honest. In my entire life, because these guys don't know how to play football, dude. It's 4-4-2, diagonal balls,
Oh, this is the agenda.
They have no idea, dude. Just oh my god, be quiet, dude. They have no clue. Look, I was just sitting down on the sofa, dude, and I was getting tired. Literally, I was getting tired watching Newcastle and Chelsea play yesterday. No flow to the game, no rhythm. Every 5 minutes, there's some sort of tactical foul. Dude. What is this? What am I watching?
The lower teams are not good.
And
exactly.
And as soon as one team shows up like wolves,
I want to see how 2011 Barcelona, 2012 Madrid, and 2013 Bayern would do in this Premier League right now. Because I'm telling you, they would finish 110 points every season. Every single season they would do. Because these guys, dude, these teams. Look, I'm telling you, dude, Leicester, look at Leicester versus Man City, for example, dude. Dude, Leicester couldn't even break out their own half because their only attacking outlet was Vardy. These teams don't know how to attack, dude. All they know how to do is put men behind the ball and defend. They look for draws. They don't look for wins. Their goal is not to win the game. It's to not lose. And there's a big difference between the two. So, yeah, obviously the league and the barometer to judge quality. Look, I care about quality more than I care about competitiveness. And the barometer to judge quality is the Champions League. I'm a firm believer in that. And in the last decade, in the previous decade, there was only one season where the Premier League did good in the Champions League. That was last season. I'll give them props for that because we had a competitive title race, number one. And number two, you had four Premier League teams making it to the quarterfinals. So, yeah, they deserve big props. But the only team that's because Chelsea 2012 didn't impress me. I mean, even though they won, they didn't really impress me. And I was like, wow, because I thought that title should have gone to either Bayern or Madrid. But only team that has impressed me in Europe this decade is Liverpool. That's it. Because Liverpool were impressive in 17-18 and they were impressive last season. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on.
Yeah, no. But wait. I just say it is also interesting points that Vas makes to be, and also the fact of you have to look at playing styles. The fact of the matter is that Premier League is very exciting. I'll always give that. It is always very, very exciting and it is very, very pleasurable to watch. The quality of football in the Premier League isn't great, top to bottom. Obviously, Wolves play great football. You haven't about Man City and Chelsea.
More physical.
But most teams, the football is brick-like. It is.
I respond.
But in La Liga, La Liga, defending may be a bit iffy and everything, but technically, the technicalities of the football in La Liga is far better. So Liverpool will not be able to get away with the way that they are playing in the Premier League in the same way that they were against La Liga. They'll definitely be top. They'll probably win the league, but they'll take a lot more L's in La Liga because teams will be able to find out that's their high press based on their technicalities. But you don't have these technical players top to bottom in the Premier League. We have to move to the next thing. We have to.
Wait, HH, let me add something. HH, let me add something real quick.
Real quick.
Bro, okay, look, since the 09-10 season, La Liga has won what, 7 UCLs? Is it 6 or 7 UCLs, and they've won 6 Europa Leagues, bro.
Two teams.
They're clearly the best team in Europe. Juju's completely false, bro. Like, the Premier League is not the best in Europe.
Okay,
They're not the best at anything.
Yeah, of course.
The judgment. Thanks for your counters. We have to move on.
Just one counter.
Okay, this is the last counter. There's a quick counter, and then that's it.
Okay, I'll start with Vas. You said Bayern Munich will do the same thing, but correct me if I'm wrong. But did Klopp beat that Bayern Munich like 2 times with Dortmund? He won the league with Dortmund. That's correct. So I'm not sure Bayern Munich would dominate as here. And you say, what's it called? The 2012 doesn't count. I'm sorry. It's about winning. It doesn't matter how you win. It's about winning. And with EPL not doing well, if we look at the last 10 years, EPL teams have made at least the quarters. They've lost to 2 teams, Madrid and Barcelona, not the entire La Liga. Because you say Leicester won't do anything away, but we look. I mean, was it a few years ago? Did Leicester beat Sevilla? Who
didn't United lose to Sevilla?
No, but did Leicester beat Sevilla?
Let's move on. We're moving on.
Last comment.
Okay, last comment and then that's last comment.
I don't use Liverpool 2 years ago because 2 years ago they had Karius and Nathaniel Klein.
That's
so
not a
if you use
problem.
that, it's not fair.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
all right,
let's
move on.
2 years ago.
So, Barca's debut. You had the debut of Setien. Messi came through. And look, man, you're already seeing the difference that Barcelona have in this game and so forth, and just what he's trying to bring in. Guys, I'm fed up now. I'm fed up. I don't know how many more excuses you want for this dude. A test tube baby performed better than this dude in this game. I just don't know how many more plays you want to cop this dude. I just don't know how I can prove to you that he isn't that great a player. Why do people keep on defending him? People say, okay, it's only one game and everything. This dude is a side chick. He always was a side chick, and he'll always be a side chick. He's sideshow Bob, sideshow Grease. Because as I was watching the game, I said, where is Griezmann? Oh, he's playing a 1-2, a 2-yard pass. Why aren't you helping Messi? Why aren't you dribbling past players? Why aren't you demanding the ball? Why aren't you drifting past players? Why aren't you darting into the box? Because without Cannibal Suarez and with Barcelona trying to buy a striker, Messi will have to do this literally by himself because it shows that Griezmann really isn't about his life. So for Ahmed, is Griezmann in fact a brick?
I mean, it's early. I mean, you haven't declared Hazard a brick yet. All right, it's still early. Then, if you're not going to declare Hazard a brick yet, you can't.
Why would I declare? Why would I declare
he's a brick?
One of the best players in the world?
He showed up overweight. He showed up overweight. All right, look, moving past the weight issue that he had. Okay, let's talk about how Griezmann has only been here for half a season, not even half a season. He is bricking right now, but I think it's a little early. Like, let's see how he does under the new manager, because a lot of players weren't playing well under Valverde. So I think he needs a little bit more time. See how he plays under the new manager. See how the new manager is going to play him. See how Setien is going to use Griezmann's abilities, and then we can talk.
Okay. Hassan, Griezmann. Is he a waste?
How much money did Barcelona spend on him?
Too much.
Million, right? Or something like that. And considering the money they spent and the way they promoted this signing as if it was like an unbelievable Galactico signing that could replace Neymar or something like that, then I think it's really underwhelming, really disappointing, especially in the big games or crucial games where you need Griezmann to show up and be decisive along with Messi. And he's just not showing up. And he has some good games. He scored some goals this season and some assists, but it's not living up to expectations. And I think of course, it's too early to evaluate, but I think we have to look at the Champions League now and see what he'll do in the Champions League. whether he will step up in the Champions League or not. So far in the group stage,
So do you believe there's a God's tell you that he will step up in the Champions League?
to be honest, I don't think so. I think currently they have Napoli. I think they can get past Napoli quite easily in their current state, and after that, I think it will be tough for Griezmann to do anything. But he can have a moment in the Champions League, like we saw some moments this season. But the thing with Griezmann is, I don't see consistency from him. So I don't think he will be consistent enough. So I think Griezmann is underwhelming, and I don't think he's the right signing for the amount of money they paid for him.
Okay. All right. Before I head over to Red with this, shout out to Josh Bourne. Thank you for the super chat. Hazard is a walking gym advertisement.
Thank you.
Now,
thank
I don't know whether that's supposed to be an insult or so forth, but let me just say this to all of you losers in the live chats. If he comes back and he is big time, you guys are going to look really, really stupid. And I just think that it is really, really sad, immature, and pathetic that you're insulting a man who is injured. And I just think that it just shows that you guys are jealous, and you just envy somebody who is just far better than you. So I just think that jealousy is bad, and just stop hating. That's what I'm saying. Stop hating. Like, I know it pains you that he's the European Cup winner, but I know just bad. So I know it's just
Firmino
bad.
has won the World Cup.
I know it's great. Gatlock, I didn't ask you to talk, bro. So Red, is Griezmann a brick? Yes or no?
Before I start, don't worry, Ichich. I'm taking names, Ichich. I'm gonna remember every word everybody said about Hazard.
These guys are like,
allow it, Ichich. Allow it.
Do you know what's so funny? The last time we saw Hazard, he was the best player on the pitch against PSG. All this time he has been injured.
Lies.
These losers are trying to insult this dude. Stop hating.
HH, in my native
I know
tongue,
he's
we
good.
have
Stop being jealous of him. Stop being envious of him.
HH, in my native tongue, we have a saying. In my native tongue, we have a saying that says, "When the cat leaves, the mice play." And that's what's happening. Just now that he's gone, people are talking trash. But just wait till he comes back, HH. Just wait. Anyways, for Griezmann, no, HH, because look, if you're saying Pereira is a brick, I'm not going to put Griezmann in the same category as Pereira. Is he underwhelming? Yes. Is he delivering on what they paid for him? No. But break is too harsh. Especially right now because this Barca side has been pretty mediocre this season. This is one of their worst starts to a season. Well, not the worst. They actually did steady the ship later on. But he's under a new manager. So I want to see how he is because the thing is Griezmann, most of his with Atleti, I'm looking at Atleti, they miss Griezmann. They need Griezmann because he was always a difference maker for them. Whereas now you could see that he's declined massively due to because I don't think he's really good with the ball and to his feet when they actually have possession. He was much more reliant on counterattacks before on it with his goals. But so I don't know. He's not a brick. He's just underwhelming. He definitely needs a lot of improvement to his game because so far it's looking like a Messi carry job again.
Bro, that's true. All right, Juju man, is Griezmann a brick?
No, guys, because I'm listening. I don't know. Maybe I watched a different game. I thought he was really good, tracking back. And
wait. Juju man. So they bought Antoine Griezmann
Tracking back
to track back.
Yeah,
How do you track back with 80% possession?
No, but he's
exactly.
I swear he's even if you look at
No, Gentleman. You don't pay upwards of 90 million for an attacking player to track back. If that happens, I want my receipts and I want interest when I return that thing back. That is
100 million for
tracking back. What kind of useless bloody you mad tracking back? Idiot.
I think what's it called? One thing, even look,
yeah.
Look, even in the World Cup, seriously, underrated attribute of Antoine Griezmann. I think I said this last season when he signed for Barcelona. His work rate under the when he's not on the ball is underrated. I think he's underrated. He showed that during the World Cup. He has showed that athletic, and I think against Granada, his work ethic is underrated. And
so, gentlemen, I've heard tracking back, work rates, and work ethic. Okay.
He also, I think, he also helped contribute. He made a contribution to that. I mean, Vidal did the back heel, but he made a contribution to that goal. And I think it wasn't as bad. Like with Ansu Fati, I think it's disrespectful to compare Griezmann to Ansu Fati because.
No. Oh, no. Right now, Ansu Fati is the better player. Right now, 100% is the better player.
I think that's disrespectful to Griezmann.
No. That's just fine. No, Ansu Fati right now is the better player. 100%. He's the better player.
I differ double edge because Ansu Fati. I mean, I've watched the guy. It's not it. It doesn't have it. I'm sorry, it doesn't have it. I think Griezmann is just look. He might not give you like the goals Suarez gave, but what's it called with Dembele back? They should be good. They should be good. I think he's not a brick. It's too harsh if we put him in the brick. I think he's not a brick.
Well, I know because I'm tired of giving people excuses. Vas, is he a brick? Yes or no?
Okay, no, but the answer is actually more complicated than that. Okay, like I'll give Juju Man a lot of props because a lot of what he said is correct about Griezmann being good defensively. He is really good defensively. Okay, he's good defensively when he's played in his position as a shadow striker. And I'll get back to this later, but when he's played as a shadow striker, he can be world class. Of course, he can be world class. But here's the thing: Barca, when they spent 140 million this summer, dude, they thought they were getting Dybala, but they got Griezmann. So that's the real key here. When he's played as a winger, dude, he himself admitted the word, a few years ago, he admitted I don't know how to dribble, and it's very obvious he doesn't. And when he's played as a false nine, dude, this guy can't do the job. Just I don't know, very good back heel in the build up to the goal today, but other than that, he really didn't do anything. I mean, yeah, sure he contributed, but even Vasquez contributed to Madrid's win yesterday. So I mean, is Vasquez now as good as Griezmann? So. As a false nine, as a winger, dude, he's below average, I will say. But when he's played as a shadow striker, as he was in Atletico Madrid, he can be world class. And that's all I'm going to say to it.
All right, Gatlock, is he a brick? Yes or no?
I feel he's a complicated brick, kind of.
Oh wow!
Look, the main good season I saw Griezmann have was 2015-2016.
What did he do that season? Was that the Europa season?
No. That was the one where let's go to the final.
Yeah, didn't he miss the penalty in that final?
Yeah.
He missed the penalty and he flopped in the Euro final. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he had build up to then. He had a good
build up and then a flop. Yeah. Okay.
All right, but do not To be fair, look, I don't want to criticize the guy too much. He's a World Cup winner and not club World Cup winner. The dude, I feel, needs the rest of the season for Barcelona. However, I just feel there are some players who are not really made for the biggest stage in club football because, dude, he's Atletico and Atletico are, like I've said before, Barca and Real's bitch. So he still has that bitchy mentality in him, and I feel he needs to get that away from him because he plays second fiddle to Messi, and I don't think Messi wants people to play second fiddle to him. Messi has been at his best when he had them David Villa, Xavi, and the rest, and MSN
Neymar
beside him. Players who can step up when he has 1% out of 100 good games. He has just one bad game. He needs those players to step up and not everything to be on his shoulder because let's be honest, Messi cannot handle everything. He showed that against Liverpool. He has shown it in Argentina. So Griezmann doesn't understand that he was brought there to help Messi, not to be the side chick, which he has been for a while. And yeah, I feel like he's a complicated brick. He can be a brick, but I feel there's potential in that guy. I know he's 28, but you said that about Hazard, so don't get on me on that. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, but because Hazard is different. Hazard's career is only just starting. BDCO.
What?
BDCO. It's only just starting. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. I have one question for you.
You ain't seen nothing.
I have one question for you.
Wait, I'm asking the question. Why are you asking me a question?
Okay, chill.
Okay, quick, hurry up, ask me the question.
You called Premier League a shit league, right?
Yeah.
How can you call the Premier League a shit league when you have the European champions there, you have the special one there, you have semi-minimum there? Like, come on, you can't call the team a shit league now. Come on.
Oh, no.
Thank you, guys.
But look,
Thank you so much,
that's
guys.
separate. That's separate. It's complicated. I'll explain after. BDCO, is Griezmann a brick?
I think this is the problem here. Because Barcelona have too many first team players, starting 11 players, and they don't have they don't have a dynamic of game changers. You get what I'm trying to say? There's only one game changer in their team, and guess who it is? That's Ansu Fati. All of them are first 11 players. Griezmann's a first 11, Messi's a first 11, Rakitic is a first 11. They don't have anybody aside from that.
No, Rakitic
You know,
isn't started this season.
But the thing is, they're all first 11 players. They're not game changers. Vidal and Fati are two game changers in that team. The other thing that I want to say is, why? And I'm just going to ask this question. What was the difference of hiring Setien than Valverde? He basically put the same lineup that Valverde used against Atletico in that Spanish Super Cup. There was nothing different. You know what I'm trying to say? So again, this is my problem here is there needs to be players on their bench who are game changers before Griezmann can even do well. The thing is, Griezmann is playing with a bunch of first team starting 11 players, and it's very hard for him to fit into the lineup because there's so many first team 11 players. You know what I'm trying to say? He's not a second half impact player. He's not a second half game changer. And that will always be the problem. But again, and I'll say this guy won I wouldn't say I'll give him credit for winning the World Cup, but he did win a World Cup. So is he a brick? It's questionable, but I would say that he's a brick because he can score from when he's down by 3 goals. He can score when he's down by 4. He's just a brick. He's useless when he's down by 4-3. He's just garbage. I'm sorry.
This is like one of the greatest player ever.
Wait,
who?
How is he one of the greatest players?
Messi.
Yes.
This is like a general consensus. He's like arguably the greatest player.
Wait, no. We're not going there. We're not going there. We're not going there. Wait. Oh, thank you, because that's just triggers him, man. Thank you, please. We're not going to go there with Messi. Now, let me bring this in because I think I want to say that's the last. So Cristiano scored again. Now, let me just do a public service announcement to Cristiano. And Jujuman, I'm looking squares because you said that my goat is declining. I want to talk about my goat. And this is just a public service announcement to my goat. My goat, my legend, don't dribble. Don't pass.
Yes.
You can't dribble. You're a horrible, horrendous dribbler. It looks awful and disgusting trying to see you dribble. Focus on your movements, your jumping, your anticipation, and your goal scoring. Because this guy's goal scoring is superb. And if everyone else in Juve can raise their game, they can give Cristiano a monumental achievement, which isn't winning a Serie A title, which is irrelevant. It is winning a UCL. That's what I think they should do. And so, quick super chat here. Thank you from No Name. We played better under Setien than Valverde. No Name, don't be a performance merchant. It's about real results. If you play well and you lose, don't say that you're better than Valverde. That is a loser's
also,
message.
Hold on. Didn't you just say yesterday that you played better than Newcastle?
No, but just one quick thing. Barcelona have never lost to Granada at home ever.
Oh, well, there you go.
And what's it called? No Name has a point though. Like it's about they're getting back their identity. That Valverde era, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Thank goodness the guy left because that was a nightmare for Barcelona. It just in Europe it was embarrassing because the way they exited, they lost in Europe. I mean, Good
I
reason.
don't think it. I don't think it changed much.
No, but let's take the super chats. So super chat from Josh Bond. Now Josh Bond, I can't read that out, okay? Because I don't know what. Because there's some very powerful people in the world who
Barcelona
are of
passed
a
the ball more than a
certain
gay bitch.
persuasion. Gatlock, shut your damn mouth, man. Basically, there are some powerful people of a certain persuasion that rule things. So because I want to play nice, I can't read that out. But Josh Bond, let's play nice right now, because I just think that is a bit stepping over the line. So now we're easy. Let me land. My thing here is this is that my goat, my idol, and Jojo Man, you're coming first in this whole thing because you insulted my guy. He's the Portuguese Gerd Müller. The Portuguese Gerd Müller. I want you to focus on what you're good at, because I want you to win that CL. Because I know of your desire and I know how much you try. Don't dribble because you're a horrible dribbler. Don't pass because you're a horrible passer. Don't try and be creative because you're a garbage creator. Focus on what your quality at, which is goal scoring, because you are one of the best goal scorers that we've ever seen. Now, Judgment, I'm going straight at you right now. Because you insulted, you disrespected the Portuguese Gerd Müller. How dare you? Who do you think you are? Wait, no. Let me finish. How dare you? Do you know how much this guy, how hard this guy works? Do you know the amount of underwear stuff he sells? The amount of the fragrances that he sells? He plucks his eyes. This guy puts on mascara. You want to disrespect this dude? How dare you? Who do you think you are, Judgment? Now, Judgment, I want an apology, because you said he was on the decline. But he is still scoring. He's still putting the ball in the back of the net. And as we have all said, it's about winning. Jujuman, before you say anything about whether Cristiano's goals can lead Juve to a UCL, because we decided that Dybala and Higuain are trash, apologize to the goats.
Look
is how you start an apology, bro. So
okay.
Let's start again.
I'll give someone credit. I have never seen a player in my entire life score so many jammy goals successfully. I mean, the deflection and the tapping.
No, that wasn't a tapping. The second one wasn't a tapping.
I'm speechless. So I'll give him credit. I mean, you can score goals, but this guy is look, it doesn't matter how you score, but no, he's. I can look. This guy is he keeps scoring, so I cannot do anything.
So give him his props, because, and Judgment, don't you think that this guy's goals can lead Juve to a UCL? Because it shows that this guy, he's still hungry.
No, look, they're going to. They're probably going. I say they're making a semis at least, because they're probably going to get Valencia or Atalanta next. But what's it called? I give him credit. Look, he was. At his age, I mean, he's doing really well. And look,
give him his credit.
Yeah, but what's it called? He's showing up. And look, that's all I'll give him. He's a great player. One of the best. I can't believe I'm saying that, but
okay, good. That's enough. That's too much praise for this dude. What's it called? Red. Cristiano. Do you think that he can still do something amazing with
absolutely, man. Absolutely. This man's career defining. You guys could hate and say whatever you want.
I'm not hating. Wait.
I'm not saying you, HH. I'm talking generally. Because this man is a victim of his own longevity. Because I remember when Cristiano Ronaldo, people would call him just a trick merchant. All he would do is just tricks, and he had no end product. And now when he evolves his game and makes it pure end product, people say, oh, he can't do any of that stuff. Even when you were saying don't play make, he literally just had 2 games ago, he had a great pass to Higuain, which you know what, let's go watch the highlights. But overall, what I'm saying is this guy, you can't stop him. By the way, this has never been done, guys. This guy's 35 years old, right? 35 years old. By his age, Zidane was retired. Iniesta is in Japan. Xavi was in Qatar. David Villa was in the US. Players don't play till 35, and especially aren't top scorers for their teams. And I don't know, you can call it jammy, but look, lightning doesn't strike twice. You can't be lucky all the time. That's it comes down to his skill, the way his reading of the game. He anticipates how the play is going to go. And obviously, we saw last year how Madrid suffered without him. Like, and to this day, Madrid had to change their whole play style to adapt to playing without Ronaldo because he was so effective for us for a whole decade. And I think he'll do the same for Juve. Now, winning the Champions League, look, the Champions League is down to you need a full squad. No one player can win the Champions League alone. One player can be the difference maker, but they can't win you the Champions League. B, you also need luck. Injuries could hinder their season, just like last season. Then they lose Chiellini against Ajax, and so I don't know what the Champions League. That's up in the air because there's Liverpool top side. Madrid are looking good. Barca are always a threat. You have to also throw in City and so to put that on him. If he wins it, then I agree with you, HH. His legacy would just skyrocket more than what it is right now because he'd be 6 Champions Leagues, the most out of any player ever. He'd already done it for country. He's done it for United. He's done it for Madrid. And then to do it for Juve as well, honestly, that makes up for a World Cup, in my opinion.
Easy.
At that point, HH,
he's already on the World Cup.
Hear me out.
On a roll, man.
Hear me out, HH. Hear me out.
Chill.
Hear me out, HH.
I'm a World Cup merchant, bro.
I am
speaking to the number 1 World Cup merchants here, so relax.
If you're number 1, I'm number 2 in that case because I love the World Cup. That for me is peak.
I'm number
for
3.
Ronaldo, the fact that he did it for Portugal, a team who's never ever won a trophy, he won them one and let's say half for the Nations League. Nobody wants to rate that. And then at every club he's been to, he's brought them a European title. And clubs, he didn't go to clubs that were winning European titles regularly. Like for United, they were on a 10-year drought before he won it. For Madrid, they were on a 12-year drought before he won it. And then for Juve, on a 24-year drought. That is legendary in of itself. So, like I said, say what you want, guys. But, man, every time people hate on him and say he's finished, he pops up and does something. Okay. So, yeah.
Hazem, speaking of, can Cristiano do the amazing this season for Juve?
No, because unfortunately it would be great. He's gonna do well in the league, but unfortunately Juve are not getting past round of 16, the Champions League.
Whoa! Excuse me, what?
I said it from the beginning of the season, and I'm not changing it. Lyon are a good team, They can cause serious problems for you. We saw Lokomotiv Moscow. They struggled against Lokomotiv Moscow. They could barely beat Lokomotiv Moscow. And you expect them to beat Lyon? I'm sorry. I don't expect anything, especially with Sarri this season. He has a very slow start. In Syria, he's winning games just by a snippet. Every time he just gets lucky with decisive goal. Either Ronaldo, Dybala, Higuain save Sarri every game. But in the Champions League, it's been very disappointing against many teams. And I just don't see Sarri being a Champions League coach. So
okay,
it's round of 16 max, as I said before, and I'm so sorry for Ronaldo, but he chose the wrong team if he wants to do something in the Champions League.
All right, Vas.
Look, it's time to teach all these bombs in here a lesson, dude. Dude, I see this guy as the second greatest player of all time just because of what Zidane did with his country.
God, say why?
France.
Why?
Dude, if Zidane, look, just dude.
You see, don't. Die easy, man. Don't start mentioning Zidane.
No.
Vas, relax.
I'll put Zidane above him only because of what he did with France, dude. But in terms of club achievements, nobody even comes close. This guy, dude, Gerd Muller is the German Cristiano. Dude. Don't disrespect Cristiano by calling him the Portuguese Gerd Muller. Nobody.
How's that disrespect?
No, nobody. Because I'll tell you why, dude. Because nobody in this whole hangout or in the chat or in the comments have watched even one game of Gerd Muller. Don't. That's complete nonsense, dude. People saying Gerd Muller. Dude. Nobody's watched a game of Gerd Muller. Nobody cares about Gerd Muller except Bayern Munich fans. Maybe they care. Nobody else cares though. This guy has an unreal record. He has twice as many knockout stage goals in the Champions League as Messi, and he's gonna say something in Champions League again because he got 5 goals in the Champions League knockouts just by only making it to the quarterfinals. Dude, they're gonna bend over Lyon. Dude, don't worry about that. I see him scoring maybe hat trick in both legs or something. This guy is amazing. And, Dybala and Cristiano, they might do a carry job. But as far as the Champions League overall, I still see Juve's fullbacks as garbage. And I think their midfield needs a piece or two. It's missing something. So I'd say no, because I'd still say Liverpool will beat them. I think Madrid might. Man City or shout. But I think they can beat Barcelona, honestly, pretty easily. So, yeah. Let's go.
All right, so Before I move over to Gatlock, says Josh Bond says Leon is literally crawling with no legs. What is he on? So I suppose that is a shot at Hazam saying that how
They're
the hell
form, man. They won their last 4 games.
was that?
I said they're on good form. They won their last 4 games.
Damn, man. Your mic is breaking up. Your mic is breaking up. All right. Gatlock, Cristiano. Can Cristiano do the amazing thing and add to his amazing legacy of no World Cups?
Bro, Cristiano is a very good player, one of the greats. Let's be honest, yeah, man. What this guy has done the past decade and the half decade before, amazing, man. But to do something amazing in the Champions League, you actually need people behind you, you know, to do something. Like, okay, look at today's game now. Just because they beat a movie company doesn't mean I'm going to do anything. I'm going to change my opinion from yesterday, because Juventus, they fielded against Paramount Pictures. They fielded a team of 29 point something years old. That was the average age of Juventus. Man, I told you yesterday, and I'm going to say it again today. Those guys are a retirement home. Like, those guys are too old. Dude, they have Buffon there, man. They have Buffon. They have Cellini.
He's injured.
Wasn't not Red that was talking about injuries, that you might not get the luck of Champions League because of injuries. When you have old guys there, of course you get injured, man. The bones are weak. What are you expecting? Like, seriously, those guys, they are old, man. Like, seriously, they can't do shit, man. That's the reason why they have to pack the bus every time.
Relax, man. Come on, man. What the, this is harsh, man. What the heck? You're talking about a football club, man. You're talking about a football club. What the heck?
They call
Dude, look, it's a retirement football
Shut
club.
the hell up.
Like,
Juju, shut the hell up.
If you think about it, Ronaldo had the best idea ever. Start your career in the Portuguese league, go to United, win a few trophies, go to Real Madrid, win the big boys stage, win the big trophies, then go and retire. Simple and short. That's why he went to Juventus. That's how your football career goes, man. Go to the Serie A. These guys bought Ashley Young. The Serie A, they bought Ashley Young. Like, seriously, who have they bought that's higher than that's lower than 30? Please, who? They got Ramsey. They got Ramsey. I think Jude is going there soon. If I'm not mistaken, Jude is probably going there soon.
I saw Bruno Fernandes. The guy.
No, but that's all Inter. That has nothing to do with Juve.
No, they went for Parma today. I mean,
No, I'm talking about Serie A in general now. I'm talking about Serie A in general.
Serie A play more tactical game.
You realize that this is a historic club that has a loyal fan base. The disrespect you've shown this club, I think, is quite frankly unacceptable.
No, but also,
the history Juve have is fielding the second oldest team in the Champions League final in 2017. That is the history they have, man. That's it.
They lost 7
Those
finals.
guys,
That's
like,
history.
seriously, man.
No, man.
Huh?
They lost 7
It's
finals.
true.
That's the history.
I think Buffon was in goal when Italy faced East Germany. Like, this guy.
Buffon is going to retire at 76 or something.
No,
Thank you. I just saw somebody in the comments talk about Zlatan. 38, man. That guy's 38. And they called him back. Seriously, man. Bro, like, it's too much, man. Like, there's a cap, man. There should be a cap, man. Like, seriously. There should be like an age cap, man. Like, seriously, man. Come on.
This dude said that Buffon was in goal when they faced East Germany.
East Germany.
Oh my god.
Okay, look, man. Who else hasn't talked there? Who was supposed to talk about this thing, man?
I'm here. I'm here.
Look, before the guys are clap. No, let's move on to this one. Yeah, BD call talk, man. What the hell, talk?
Yeah. I think I don't know why you hate on this guy so much, but
I
like,
don't. Wait. I just said he's my idol. What the hell? I just said he's my idol.
this is the thing though. Like, because this is the thing. I need you to apologize for what you've been saying about CR. He's won, basically the dude has won like everything except the World Cup. You get what I'm saying? And I think the thing here that we all have to understand is he's done it in so many difficult moments. In away games where it's gone hectic for him. Against Ajax, he scored in an against Ajax away. Not only that, he's literally had a hat trick in Turin against Atletico. Not only that, let's add on to that. He's won a Euros for a Portugal side who, before, we really considered them to be like below average. Like, they were a good team, don't get me wrong, they were decent, but they weren't world class. You get what I'm trying to say? I think this is the thing, and this is the same thing I was saying about Haaland yesterday. Is I don't think you rate players who score in away games. I think that's the problem here. I think you rate players who have amazing passing ability, like, they have good ball control and everything.
Bidico, I just called him my legend. I just said that I love this dude. What are you talking about?
Wait, so you love CR7?
Yeah, he's my idol. Yeah, I love him. He's great. So what are you on about?
Thank you. Okay, all right. Forever, don't go hating on him. If plucks his high eyebrows and everything. Like, that's just how the person is, bro. Like, he's a good footballer. Don't get me wrong. He's really good. Best
So
footballer.
basically, can he lead them to a UCL? Yes.
It's funny though, but you know something, HH? Because these guys bottled 7 finals, I just have a feeling the next finals they go to, magically, Cristiano Ronaldo will be the difference maker.
Oh, come on, get out of here.
Okay, wait. So let me hit the super chat from Saswa's party, who says appreciation super chat for that joke from Jujuman. How do we stitch it? Look, man. Let me just say that I'm not ageist. I appreciate all the elderly people. All I'm saying is that Gianluigi Buffon is a bastard. But that's what I'm saying is that if I see that guy anywhere near that goal post in the UCL game and you shoot at him, you will probably give him a heart attack. If you shoot at him and he tries to save, you probably give that guy a heart attack. I just think that what he's doing is disgraceful and disgusting for a man of your age. And I see him basically cheering because do you know what I'm scared of? You either make the Champions League final
and Chesney gets it.
And no. Chesney is fit. And Buffon starts the final.
No, it won't happen.
If that happens, bro,
it could happen, man. Areola was fit against United.
I saw it. Because Buffon, what you're doing is disgusting, sick,
like the dude should just retire
and terrible. Like, it is a pathetic thing what this guy's doing. All right. Last topic here, and I think it's going to be a really good one, man. It's going to be a good one. All right, let's do it. Who is the best? Who is better out of these two? Casemiro or Fabinho? Now, Fabinho has been money, and I think he's been superb and amazing for Liverpool. Casemiro is damn good. Because Casemiro is not only does the role of the DM, he's the role of the central midfielder, and this guy is a consistent goal scorer, on a consistent flipping basis. So, for comparing both of them, I think it's really close because you can either compare them based on footballing ability, or you can compare them based on who is the better DM or who is the better deep line playmaker. But I think for either of them, man, bro, I think it's a tough one. So let's get it, man. For me, if it's me, I may have to go as a right now. Casemiro may just edge it. I think Casemiro, what this guy does is too much, but I think you can go either way, man. So, Ahmed, who are you picking, Casemiro or Fabinho?
Easily Casemiro. Like, no disrespect to Fabinho, but as a DM, especially that forget as a DM and in general what he can do in the midfield because he can be attacking, he can play in the center. He's overall the better footballer and the better DM than Fabinho at the current moment. I mean, he's crucial for Real Madrid. Him,
And
Karim Benzema.
he's gotten some clutch goals,
Yeah. Him, Karim Benzema, and Courtois as of late have been the biggest players for Madrid in their title challenge in La Liga. They've been absolutely. Casemiro has been brilliant in every match that he's played. I can't remember a bad performance this season, or even a mediocre performance from Casemiro all season. He's been outstanding this season, and even in seasons past. Look at what all he's done. He's done far more than Fabinho. So I'd have to say Casemiro is easily better than Fabinho.
All right, Hazem.
Yeah, I have to agree. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I have to agree with Ahmed. Casemiro is, for me, the best central defensive midfielder of this generation. And overall, both overall and at their peaks, Casemiro is better and much better. Because as much as I respect Fabinho,
Yo, boost up your mic.
Yeah, can you hear me? As much much as I respect Fabinho, and Fabinho is a great player this season. Last season for Liverpool, and also this season. Consistently, Casemiro has shown that he has been a player belonging in the top level for the three-peat of Real Madrid. For me, he was one of the most crucial players for Madrid's three-peat.
Very crucial.
For me, he wasn't that far off Modric and Kroos. For me, his contribution to the team was equal to Modric and Kroos. And every time he came up against Messi in Clásicos, you see him always causing Messi problems. And he's the type of midfielder that causes the star player of the opposing team big problems. And Casemiro, you don't want to face Casemiro as a center defensive midfielder. He doesn't leave you. You always have issues with Casemiro midfield. He helps the defense out all the time. And he always scores in such crucial moments. How many times in the Champions League he scored a crucial goal? I forgot against two, there was that crucial volley. I think Juventus away. Juventus and Bernabeu, he scored an amazing volley. In many other Champions League games, he scored great goals. So, for me, Casemiro is one of the best CDMs of the generation. And Fabinho, he can become close to him in the future because he has great talent and he has been doing great this season and last season. But he just needs more time to get to Casemiro's stature and what Casemiro has achieved. I have huge respect for Casemiro.
Okay. BD Cole, Casemiro or Fabinho?
I'm going to say, first of all, both are bigger and 10 times better than overrated Skets. And you know who overrated Skets is. He's so overrated. And I think these two have defined the DM role. Them and Kante. I think those three, my goodness, Kante, Casemiro, and Fabinho, they gotta be there. I mean, what these guys do, the hard work that they put in is absolutely amazing, you know. And I just see, like, for example, I think if any of these players were in a City system or in a Barcelona system, they would fail. They would massively, because like they're not those kind of DMs that hold the ball a lot. You get what I'm trying to say? They're very underrated. You know, and that's the same thing I feel for.
Who's better between both of them, man? It's not about Barcelona. Who's better between both of them?
HH. Casemiro has won 3 UCLs back to back. I can't deny this guy. He's the most underrated DM I've ever seen, alongside Kante. So I'm gonna go with Casemiro to win it. But I want to say this:
not a single person has said for Fabinho.
Wait.
Hey, chill. I knew you were going to say something different.
But I want to say something. The thing about it is, I will rate Fabinho over any other DM. But in this case, I'm gonna go with Casemiro. because he has more experience, he has more UCLs, and he's been there and he's done that. He has the know-how to win a UCL and a Club World Cup, unlike certain other players. So yeah.
Okay. Vas.
Okay, dude, it's time to play devil's advocate. Okay, first of all, Busquets might just be the best DM of all time, dude. So like that's just absolute nonsense. Busquets as a footballer is 10 times better than Conte. I'll just start with that, dude. Like at his peak.
Oh wait,
Secondly-
come on.
Secondly,
Nah.
Wait, let him land. Let him land.
secondly, okay, like
You can't say
you wanna
this,
compare,
man.
dude, Casemiro and Fabinho are very difficult to compare because I think they're very different. Actually, they may seem similar on the surface, but they're very different. I think HH, you were getting to something very interesting by calling Casemiro the better footballer, but Fabinho the better out and out DM.
There we go.
I'm gonna actually I like that, but I'm gonna flip it. I think Fabinho is actually the better overall footballer, and Casemiro is the better out and out DM. See, Fabinho, dude. If you look at Fabinho's passing accuracy and his press resistance and his technicality, I think he's better in those departments than Casemiro.
Have you seen Casemiro on the ball? Have you seen the way that Casemiro sprays passes in that midfield? I mean, when we come to Red will vouch for me. But go for it.
I think on a technical level,
Fabinho.
I think Fabinho definitely is because I've seen both of these guys a ton. Fabinho on a technical level and like on a passing press resistance is better.
Yeah.
But as a DM, no DM has been better than Casemiro over the last 4 or 5 years. And that's just
I agree.
He's very athletic. I think he's stronger physically than Fabinho. I think he's slightly faster. I think he's actually better in the air than Fabinho as well in terms of heading the ball. Like winning second balls. He's perfect. So, I mean, if I'm building it, see Fabinho, the thing is that he adds something very crucial to Liverpool because Liverpool have a lot of Casemiros in their team, but they don't have a whole lot of like technical midfielders. And I think Fabinho is actually Liverpool's most technical like midfield player. It's kind of like shocking, but I think this guy's really good. I've like seen him at Monaco as well, and I think both of them are perfect foils to their midfield. Because
And look at Fabinho's long legs.
With Madrid, you have a bunch of midfielders who are hyper technical, and Casemiro adds that important physicality and that link between the lines. With Liverpool, you have a bunch of very hardworking, defensively strong midfielders. And Fabinho is also defensively good, but importantly, he adds technicality to it as well. So I think they're both good. They're both important.
I mean, Bidiko, shut the f up, man.
No. This guy has long legs. Fabinho has
Bidiko, shut the my God, man. What's it called? So if you had to choose Casemiro or Fabinho, if you had to choose.
Casemiro. I would take Casemiro because the way like I would set up a team is I'd have like my I wouldn't have like a super technical like number 8 or number 6. Like I like to prefer having like ball carrying like central midfielders or like very like pass master like sort of players like Xavi, and I want a DM like who can like cover for them and just be a DM or like a defensively strong like midfielder. So I take like Casemiro.
Okay, so before I go over to Gatlog, thank you, Mr. MZB Nation for your super chats. Says Casemiro started his career as a striker. Interesting. I mean, because my thing about this is that makes sense because the guy's goal scoring prowess is very impressive. As in, the guy is very comfortable in the final third, very comfortable in central midfield, very comfortable in the DM. So look, I think it's close, but I think it's really close, but I just think Casemiro just has just a bit more to his game overall than I think Fabinho does. Although Fabinho is extremely good at what he does. Gatlock.
This is a tough one, but I think I'm going to vouch for Casemiro more than Fabinho. Fabinho is more versatile, to be fair. Plays like right back, sometimes centre back, DM. And he has always been good, although the move to Liverpool has given him more media hype. I remember the time when some English pundits said that Dyer is as good as Busquets. Anyway.
Damn.
Anyway, Casemiro, 3 Champions League, very critical in all those 3. I think he scored in 2017 the second goal. And scored one amazing volley against Napoli in the round of 16. Very crucial in the Bayern win. This guy is all around, to me, better footballer, to be fair. But he just edges it over Fabinho. Yeah, like I said yesterday about I looked that up, and he wasn't present for the Belgium game, which shows you how critical that guy was. I think he was suspended, got the yellow card cap, so he didn't play in that game. And you saw how easy someone like Lukaku cut open Brazil through that center. If you look at that game, how De Bruyne scored that second goal, Lukaku ran through that center where Casemiro wasn't there because he was suspended. Shows you how critical this guy is, not just for Real Madrid, but for Brazil as well. I believe it was critical, and I think he played in the Copa America, if I'm not mistaken. He was critical in that one as well. So, this guy overall, to me, he has already proven it in the big stage, and not just in the La Liga. He's proven it in the Champions League, proven it in the World Cup. He's done it in Copa America. He's done it everywhere, man. So you can't fault this guy, man. This guy is like the best DM right now in the world.
Wow. All right, Juju man.
Yeah, but I'll just say, similar to what Vas said, because I shared the same opinions. What's it called? Casemiro, I think he's the best at breaking plays. Even he's better than Kante at breaking plays, and that's what separates Casemiro, and offensively too. And I think with the Fabinho is better because, Casemiro is good at breaking plays. I think that in the world, but Fabinho, the one thing versatility, how he's versatile, puts him ahead of in terms of who adds more. It puts him ahead because he can do the long passes, the long balls. Even though I've seen Casemiro play centre back, but Fabinho did it against Bayern Munich, and he just adds more. But I would say, I'll put it like this: Fabinho is, he's good, but he's not the best at one thing. While Casemiro is
Fabinho is pretty versatile. Fabinho is pretty versatile.
What's it called? Fabinho, yes, but what's it called? Fabinho has attributes that is world class, but he's not the best at it. But with Casemiro, he has the few attributes. That is really the best. For his defensive work, Casemiro, I think he is. Maybe Kante is close, but Casemiro is best at that. So it's like with these two players, it depends on the teams, because if you have
but overall, based on their footballing quality overall,
I think Fabinho brings more. He brings more, so I would say Fabinho. But depending on the player you have, Casemiro. If you need, proper CDM, Casemiro adds more. But as if you want player with more attributes, I'll pick Fabinho.
Okay. Abdullahi, Casemiro or Fabinho? All right, his mic in there. Red man, hit it. Casemiro or Fabinho?
Look, everybody knows that I like to play devil's advocate. I try to be as unbiased and as possible, but I can't with this one. It's clear that it's Casemiro. When you look at this guy's overall resume, it's insane. This guy scores overhead kicks, headers, he chips the keeper, long shots. That's just his goal scoring. As for breaking the play, you know what? The best example, Casemiro was so good for Madrid that we changed our entire formation. Traditionally, Madrid would play 4-3-3 with a number 10 attacking midfielder. Casemiro was so good, we binned James Rodriguez, which was our star signing for 2014, to play a CDM instead. And we shifted our whole philosophy just because of how good he was and how crucial he was. No Casemiro, no 3P. I'll tell you guys that right now. Casemiro has been a difference maker. Another game, I'll give you guys an example just to show you how crucial it is, because people always say Messi gets the best. No, Messi never got the best of Casemiro. Probably at one or two occasions, but overall, Casemiro, whenever he's fully fit, which he not. By the way, that's another thing. Casemiro is never injured. He's been injured for 1 week once, and then he was injured for, I think, another week twice, and that's in his Madrid career of the past 5 years, 6 years. He's only been injured twice. He's always available, always fit. He's very technical. He doesn't get red cards. His tackles are always clean. He shields the ball well. By the way, for people saying that Fabinho's so much better on the ball, Casemiro draws so much fouls for Madrid. I think he was like our third most fouled player last season for Madrid. That just shows how hard it is to get the ball off of Casemiro, because he shields it well, the way he controls it and keeps it. He's just overall just a much better player, and it's telling because him and Fabinho were both in Madrid. Madrid kept one and binned the other. They both play for Brazil. Casemiro starts, Fabinho's on the bench. It's no disrespect to Fabinho. He's he's a great midfielder, hands down top 3 DMs in the world right now. But just between him and Casemiro, there's just too much between them that separate them right now. Like even if you like the trophies speak for themselves, and you can't say like, oh, Casemiro's part of a great team. He was the reason that team was great. When people say Zidane has great players, they mention Casemiro. The guy has long passing, phenomenal. You just watch him and just see every time he gets the ball, whenever he's in a tight position, he always finds the right pass to play. On the ball, he's great. His finishing is great. His reading of the play and breaking up the play is great. I honestly don't. I don't get it. Like, because Fabinho, even last season, for half the season, he wasn't available. He shows up in the second half of the season in the knockout stages, which he was crucial. But then right now he got injured and he hasn't been playing. So I don't see why. Like Fabinho was
so basically you're rolling with Casemiro overall.
Of course, no, of course. Casemiro overall, Casemiro right now, like we have the best defense in Europe right now for a reason. The number one in Europe, all 5 leagues.
All right, okay. So now, just for a fun one, I thought I was going to end it there, but just to show a fun one, and I think we can also bring in guys into the live chat here, because I think this one will be a good one to debate. This is a good one to debate. So, which trio would you want to manage? Which trio would you want to manage? The PSG trio of Icardi, Neymar, and Mbappe, or the Liverpool trio of Firmino, Mane, and Salah? Which trio would you want to manage? Which trio do you believe that no matter what, if you were the manager, you would beat every single team based on what you could do with these players and how you could get the best out of these players? So I'm called first with Ahmed. Which trio would you want to manage, PSG or Liverpool, and why?
I would say Liverpool's trio personally, because look at the
You're
aspects.
You're denying Neymar and Mbappe? Okay. Tell me.
First, you want to look at. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about long term, I mean, because of Mbappe's age, he's better, obviously. But if you want to take like a single season, I would pick Liverpool's trio because, even when they don't play well, look at games when Salah or Mane doesn't play well, they still know how to score. Firmino knows how to get into space. These players, even when they don't have an amazing game, they still know how to score. Secondly, look at how consistent they can be. Look at how consistent, for example, Salah was in 17-18. Look at how consistent Mane was last season, towards it in the second half of the season. One of them will always score. They'll always pop off. They're proven. Meanwhile, what has this trio that you said have done? What have they done? They're top of League On, and they're in the round of 16 of the Champions League. It's not a big deal. This Liverpool trio, they made 2 UCL finals. They won the UCL. And they're running away with a Premier League title. So there's levels to this, Like Liverpool's trio is much more proven, consistent, and on the day better than PSG's at this point in time.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right. I mean, okay. Hazem, which trio are you choosing?
Yeah, for me, it's quite clearly Liverpool's trio. And the reason
Surprise.
The reason for that is first of all mentality, second of all efficiency, third of all teamwork, and fourth of all consistency. Mentality. So Neymar and Icardi's mentality is questionable. They are not the type of players that you want to have as a manager. As a manager, you want to have hardworking players who have their own spark, but don't have such a big ego and think about themselves more than others. Secondly, teamwork. That leads from the first point that Salah, Mane, and Firmino, they have a framework where they understand each other and they help each other, and they all assist each other. They're not selfish. Neymar, Mbappe, and Icardi still is developing. The relationship with each other is developing, and they're all quite selfish. Icardi and Neymar especially are quite selfish and thinking about their own goals, and that's just their nature and part of their ego. And also efficiency. How many times have we seen PSG in the Champions League final? Neymar has been injured a lot, so you can't really rely on him.
No, but what this is talking hypothetically that they're all fully fit, you always have them available.
Yeah, so even if they're always available, am I going to put my money on them to win the Champions League? No, I wouldn't. Because they haven't shown anything to me to prove that they can. all that they've shown is League One. They're destroying teams. Okay, but I want something that can prove to me that you can show the same type of efficiency in Champions League. For Liverpool, we have seen that, and that has been successful in the Champions League. They reached the final and they won it. And with this front three being crucial in it, and we saw the role. So for me, it's a clear answer. I don't want flair. I don't want all of that. I want efficiency, and for me, that's the most important as a manager. And that's why I
Okay.
have those three.
Dude, I'm about to like
All
waste
right,
another.
okay, Vas. Who do you choose?
Dude, it is easily PSG's front three. It's not even close. Okay, look, look. I told you in that hangout before. I told you in that one hangout before when we were comparing Mane and Salah. I told you the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Why did Liverpool win the Champions League? It's not because of the individual talent of the front three. It's because of Klopp's coaching. The reason that Liverpool's front three is so good is because of Klopp. Klopp developed them. Klopp taught them how to be cohesive. Like they are the most cohesive, unselfish front three in the world right now. It's because of his coaching. It's not because of how good they are individually. And the question here is who would you manage, right? None of us here are Klopp. None of us here are as good as Klopp. So there's no way any of us could make the only manager who could make this front three as good as it is Klopp. And the reason it's so good is Klopp. And you want and this whole thing about the Champions League, I'm gonna expose that right now because what was the most pivotal game for Liverpool Champions League win? It was the 2 legs over Barcelona, correct? I think we can all agree. What did this front three do over those 2 legs? Nothing. Dude,
Nada.
Firmino and Salah didn't even play the second leg. And they
Salah
still
missed
scored
2
4 goals
sitters.
Dude, they still scored 4 freaking goals against Barcelona. Dude, Klopp is a genius. Klopp is a genius, dude. This guy took Lewandowski as
No. Wait. But before Vas, I'm gonna let you finish, man. But everyone here, especially Liverpool fans, take notes because this guy is speaking facts. Because again, I'm not putting anything away from him, but I've been saying to people from time, Jurgen Klopp is the key. It's about Klopp. I'm not taking away from the players. The players are good, but Jurgen Klopp is the reason because Jurgen Klopp made Dortmund, he made Lewandowski, he made Götze, he made all these dudes, and he came to another club and he's making these players again. Because these players without Klopp were nobodies. With Klopp, he's made them something. Vas, finish.
Dude, I will say this, okay? The best way to judge players, let's judge these players outside of Liverpool and PSG, right? Salah and Mane, I'll give them a lot of props. Because they were good with Southampton and Roma, but were they world class? I don't think so. And Firmino was an absolute nobody before he came to Liverpool. He was just some player in Hoffenheim. Nobody in Brazil respected Firmino before he came to Liverpool, and Klopp gave him a name as the best false nine in the world. Okay, but let's look at PSG's front three now. Icardi, arguably world class at Inter. Deschamps and Lucho Enrique are garbage coaches.
Yeah.
How often though have we seen Mbappe and Neymar come through for France and Barcelona when Deschamps and Lucho Enrique's systems failed? Time and again. Dude, France got completely outplayed in that final by Croatia. Dude, Modric was dominating that midfield. But, Pogba and Mbappe individually, broke the press. They scored. They found a way to win. Because Deschamps' tactics completely flopped in that game. And Lucho Enrique, my God, man, this guy is crap. But Neymar was still world-class under him. He was still world-class under him. So many times, dude, I can name you games, dude, against Sevilla away in 16-17 season, dude. They were getting, completely outplayed by Sampaoli Sevilla until, Neymar and Messi, came through. And, again, they did something. Dude. That's how you know the mark of a great player. Because when the system fails, a truly great individual will come through and find a way to get something done. Dude, Klopp's system is so good it rarely fails, but when it does, Mane and Salah literally disappear. Away to PSG, what did these guys do? Nothing. Away to Barca, what did these guys do? Nothing. Away to City last season when they lost 2-1, dude, these guys dropped I couldn't even tell if they were playing, dude. All Mane did was hit the upright, but other than that, neither of these two did anything. Literally, even these past few months, dude, against Leicester, against United, what really did they do? Salah, okay, give him credit, he was clinical at the last minute, but over the 90 regular minutes, these two, and don't even get me started on Mane, dude. I can't even tell, in periods whether he was playing or not, dude. Defensively, the Liverpool trio is much better, but individually and attacking-wise, the PSG front three
So
Just
basically,
yeah.
so for you would take the PSG guys to manage.
Easily, dude. They're way easier to coach. See, this Liverpool team is much harder to coach, and they needed a great coach like Klopp to become good. But this PSG trio, like, they've proven that even with garbage coaches, these players can make it through. So I'm not like a genius in football like Klopp is, dude. So like, I'd obviously take the three better individuals because I know they'll at least give me something.
Okay. All right, Jujuman, who do you take?
Oh yes, look, my PSG bias aside, I agree easily. PSG, like seriously, like let's even look at 21. Like at age 21, I think Mane was somewhere in Ligue A, while and then Salah was somewhere in either Al Ahly or.
Easy, Jujuman, watch your mouth. Be very careful, because remember, you're dealing with an Egyptian icon who runs the Middle East. Be very careful. Choose your words very carefully.
True. Look, he's the most improved player. But we flip to the other side. I mean, Neymar, 21, leading Brazil at home in the World Cup. That you can't. I mean, you hate people hate the guy, but you can't take that away from him. Look at Mbappe, won what's he called? Won a World Cup at how old? 20, 19? I mean, and he scored in the final. And then Icardi. I mean, let's give him a pass because I mean.
Wait, sorry, real quick. So, from Shusha, who says, "Hey, please, can you ask?" And I think this is for Vas, for his drug dealer. So Vas, were you taking drugs?
Oh, dude.
Very quick, Vas, were you taking drugs? Yes or no?
Neymar is my drug. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right, Jujuman, continue.
Yeah. So look, not to take anything from Liverpool. If they have an amazing trio, I mean, these guys came from nowhere and they have an amazing trio. But comparing them to I think PSG have easily the best trio in Europe. And I mean, we cannot use their Champions League shortfalls because I mean, with those knockouts, even the guy wasn't there. I mean, Neymar wasn't even there. So I mean, I think it would be unfair to use that. But with PSG. I would say, I mean, aside from Salah, I would consider him better than Icardi, but with the rest, with the Mbappe and Neymar, I mean, that's easy. And I would put this question to Liverpool fans, like, would you, if you look at that PSG team, because I see the rumors. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. We see the rumors. Liverpool with Mbappe links. So if they have the best, I mean, why are we seeing these rumors? And let's not kid ourselves. Liverpool would take Neymar and Mbappe. Yeah, so I would say I'll put Neymar and Mbappe easily better than the other, and Salah better than Salah is better than Icardi.
Okay. So before I come to Gatlock here, so Ahmed Shusha says Mane and Salah would ruin the Uber Eats league. Interesting, but would they score more and do more than what Neymar and Mbappe are doing? It is the Uber Eats, so and relax. Verratti is coming. Gatlock, who would you take, the PSG trio or the Liverpool trio?
It's a complicated one because individually, I take Icardi, Neymar, and Mbappe, of course. However, Icardi sometimes can be a box merchant. Neymar is a toothpick, so I don't really know if he's going to be fit for me. Mbappe is there, he's okay. Look, individual quality, yeah, I'll pick the PSG guys. However, when it comes to clutch moments, it depends. Wait, Double H, your question, do you mean who's better or who will you pick in a UCL?
No. The question is, which trio would you want to manage? So which trio do you believe that if you were the manager, you could be able to beat any team whatsoever based on the talent you had at your disposal of that front three?
All right. I feel if it's maybe Salah, Mane, Firmino, I could probably beat anybody. Honestly, because if you bring in like a Real Madrid now, I trust Salah, Firmino, and Mane. Neymar, Mbappe, and Icardi, don't get me wrong, they'll do excellently well. However, I cannot really depend on those guys. Like, really, how many big moments have Icardi and Mbappe shown up in? Okay, I know Mbappe scored in the World Cup final, but I feel the goalkeeper was kind of trash. But hey,
Dude, Monaco. Dude, he scored against a Monaco team,
Dortmund.
against a Juventus team that shut out MSN for 180 minutes. Dude, this guy is amazing. What are you talking about, man?
He's a prodigy.
He's the prodigy,
he's a
bro.
prodigy.
He's the prodigy. Got luck. He has
Mbappe is
a
good.
World
Mbappe is
Cup.
good.
He has a World Cup. He has a World Cup.
Yeah, Mbappe is good. But what about Icardi? How many big moments has he shown up in? That's just 2 out of the 3. The other 3, all 3 of them have shown up. If you face a very strong defensive team now and they mark out the Mbappe and Neymar, can you depend on Icardi to do something? However, if you get rid of one of the front 3 in Liverpool, I can depend on the other to do something. You get rid of 2 of them, I can depend on Firmino to do something like he's been doing recently. So it's a very complicated situation. I feel individually, Neymar, Mbappe, and Icardi tops, they are better. However, if we're talking about consistency in the big stages for Mane, Salah, and Firmino, I'll pick those guys. So it depends on the situation for me.
Can you give me an example of when a team was able to mark out Neymar?
Well,
never
to be
happened.
fair, I can't really think of any big team because he has not been available for a while. So I can't really think of anyone
Dude,
right now.
Juventus
However, I
27.
can think of Juventus and Atletico Madrid in the Champions League.
No,
I can think of
because I mean, this is
Juventus
also
and
look. I
Atletico
said,
Champions League in
all of this
2016
because
and
look,
2017.
I hate the Neymar. I hate Neymar based on what he has done to Mbappe and everything. But all I'm saying is that if everybody is fully fit, I respect the Liverpool front 3. But fully fit, fully available, not everybody fully healthy. Neymar and Mbappe, that's all I need. That's all I need.
Dude, exactly.
Icardi is just extra. All I need, Neymar on Mbappe, you're not beating me. If I'm the manager, that's the key thing. Not Tuchel. Forget about it. If me, H is the manager, all I need is Neymar and Mbappe. You're not beating me. I'm winning every single trophy that exists. All right, Red.
Yeah, like I said, individually, those guys are better. Yeah, like I said, individually, those guys are better. I pick them. But like I said, it depends on the situation for me, though. That's all.
Okay, Red.
Yeah, no, it's PSG's trio. Like Vaz, like literally hit every single point. Like with Liverpool, the front 3, no doubt they're great. Each individually is excellent. But like with PSG's trio, I would go duo. I don't really rate Icardi that highly. He's just, you could put anybody there, and he with Mbappe and Neymar, and he'd be able to get goals. But like with that front 3, if you're a manager, all you have to do is, the tactic can be one thing: get the ball to Neymar and Mbappe. That's it. That's your tactic, and you will win 90% of your games.
Which
Literally,
is what Lucho Enrique did.
Literally, that's exactly what it is. Like if you look at Neymar overall, like single-handedly, he's finished top scorer in the Champions League. He's won it. You look at Mbappe, won the World Cup. Like Icardi, yeah, like he was crucial for Inter for a couple of seasons, finishing top scorer. But like for them, they're just individually brilliant. You really don't have to do much when you have those kind of players on the pitch. For people saying that they don't have chemistry or that they can't, like they're not in sync, they actually are. If you actually watch some of the plays that they play, it's very creative. It's literally top tier football. People don't rate it because it's League On, but if we're actually judging it based off of how they're playing and how they're linking up, they're excellent. Like they're excellent. Like what Neymar does is better than Liverpool's front 3, to be honest with you. Like single-handedly, like the balls, like if people just actually, because Neymar this season is under the radar, but this is probably his best season so far. He's not dribbling as much. He's become. I mean, you know what? I don't want to jinx it. Let's see if it, Juju. Let's see if it, Juju. Let's see if people get surprised in February and March.
Because guys, I'm being real right now, because the Champions League is, because like guys, let's be real right now. Club season has been overrated. This club season has been trash. It's been trash. It's all kicks off still, because guys, trust me,
February.
Erling Haaland is something.
Haaland is crazy.
Dortmund against PSG is real.
HH, no. HH, don't fall for the trap. Don't fall.
Easy. Wait. Finish. Talk.
Look. Haaland's gonna come on. He's gonna score probably 2 goals, and they're gonna lose 8-2. And that's what's gonna happen.
I don't know, man. That's what's gonna happen. Dortmund could do something, man.
No.
Dortmund could do something, because PSG, I'm warning you.
Neymar will not be available.
No,
guarantee
PSG,
this
warning,
Neymar
guys.
will not
Look,
be
look, we
available.
can make all the Neymar jokes. We can all write off Neymar like we write off
Bro,
Hazard.
Wait,
Finish off.
We can all write off Neymar like we write off Neymar like we write off Hazard just because we want to make jokes and be like funny. But these guys are like Neymar is an elite footballer, and probably this season is going to be the season where he shows everybody that he's actually the best in the world.
Yeah.
And that's for Mbappe. For people calling him a pace merchant, people like constantly discrediting him. Just wait.
Exactly.
When this Champions League season starts, they're not going to be unlucky like every single season. I'm not saying that they're going to go on and win the whole thing because, like I said, that all comes down to luck, preparation on the day to see how the teams actually show up. Hopefully, no injuries. But when that happens, you guys are going to see for yourselves. Like last season, away to Manchester United, Mbappe did in one leg what the Liverpool front three never could do at Old Trafford.
Oh, facts.
Red.
Just saying.
No. But
Still waiting on Verratti, though.
Red, like this guy's Dortmund conceded 3 against Osberg. I can
I'm telling you,
dude,
it's gonna be a
Red,
field
Red,
day.
Hey,
Red,
No, Jujuman, don't say that.
Let me talk about my team.
Wait. Let me land. See, what I'm saying here is this. What I'm saying here is that look, I can't wait for the Champions League. I can't sleep. I'm counting down the seconds because this Champions League is huge.
Yeah,
it's massive. Like, guys, I don't think you understand. This Champions League is bloody huge. And my thing is that I believe this is PSG's last chance. I believe this is their last chance right now. And my thing about it is that
last season.
for my narrative, I need Mbappe to win the CL. But I'm telling you this right now. For Red and especially Jujuman, PSG are not winning the Champions League this season.
Oh yeah, no, they're not.
That is
No
guaranteed.
chance.
This is guaranteed.
They beat us. They're not
PSG,
winning
let me
Champions.
repeat.
I'm telling you.
PSG are not. I can guarantee you in my blood. I can guarantee you in my blood that PSG are not touching that Champions League trophy.
Mbappe will never
Despite the fact that they have Verratti.
Mbappe will
Despite
never
the fact that
score in
they
a
have
Champions
Verratti.
League final. Mbappe will never score in a Champions League final. That's a fact. That's it. 100% guaranteed.
Whoa.
Stamp it.
This is like wait. Look, we'll wait and see because this is Thiago Silva's last season. So,
Dude, the guy's a bum. The guy's trash.
Yo.
And also Pep. But no. Also, guys, don't think I forgot right now. Pep, I don't want an FA Cup. I don't want a League Cup. Don't give me any of those trash sideways trophies.
Yeah. HH, can I say my point about the trio thing?
What's it? What?
The trio, your question.
Go for it.
I think BBC is actually better than both of them. I'm sorry. Like
BBC doesn't exist anymore.
Bro, but I think if you're gonna like as of right now, if BBC was still to be there,
but comparing PSG or Liverpool, though, that's the question.
Bro, PSG is just a bunch of individuals. I'm shocked how these guys are saying that they're gonna beat PSG is gonna beat us 8-2. Are you kidding me, bro? 8-2.
Dude,
what are you smoking when you?
I just want to know.
No.
I just want to know what team you
I want to know what do you guys smoking when you say 8-2? 8-2.
Dude. I'm sorry. Wait, BD Core. Look, BD Core. You guys conceded 4 to Dortmund, and you were arguably a better side last season. I'm sorry. Hummels is finished. He's washed. And with that high line and with Mbappe and like Neymar's creativity, man, you guys are gonna get caught like every single time. You guys are. Oh my god, no! I can't wait for that match. I actually can't wait for it.
No. But shush. All I'm saying is this, guys. February 18th, it's begin. Like, see, this basically all we're saying right now is just preparation. This is all preparation. February 18th. I can't wait.
That's
Very
Neymar's sister's birthday,
I want
man.
Dortman to prove
That's
everybody
Neymar's sister's birthday. It's not around.
Dortman to prove everybody wrong.
If okay, no. Let me do this. This is especially for you, Jujuman.
Yeah.
If Neymar, I hope you're listening to this right now.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening. Neymar, I triple dare you to get injured for these knockouts.
Bro, I'm telling you,
because Neymar, if you get injured yet again, I never want to see you
Yo,
touch a
HA,
football
this
pitch
guy's
ever
not
again.
trustworthy, yo.
I never
He's
want to
not.
see you. Guys, I'm out. Peace out. I'm out. I'm out. Peace out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Peace.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
All right, see you, man.